here. I'm joined once again by my very handsome co-hosts, Micah and Brian. Give it up for these guys, man. Wow, look at them. They look so good. For our listeners on Spotify or Apple Music, you'll have to tune into our YouTube to see what these guys look at. Look at these wonderful hats. Exactly. But we got another jam-packed episode for
Hi,
you guys.
Mom.
This is our first episode after the Oscars, so we're going to start by
turn it off.
reviewing, rounding up how the Oscars went, reactions, what our prediction sheets look like, how that all shook out. We'll get a little roundup of movie news from the past week. Got a couple things to talk about. Shrek 5, whatever. We're going to get into our movie of the week that I chose, Companion. That was a doozy. And then Brian's got a little movie budget game for us that should be a lot of fun. So hopefully, not that Jeopardy didn't go well last week, but hopefully we get a little closer to getting our answers correct this go around.
Yep. I put the budget trivia in honor of Electric State, but debuting at a 23% on Rotten Tomatoes, costing a whopping $320 million. Putting this together really like I understand that like inflation's a thing, you can't like put it tit for tat, but doing this really like puts things in perspective, and you start to see like, okay, even expensive movies, there's some movies where you're like, that makes sense. There are ones where you're like, okay, like I want to see the budget report. Who this money goes to?
This is gonna be good. I'm excited.
No fucking way.
That's kind of like a hate
and you'll be surprised. So there's gonna be a fun quiz. I'm excited. Not even the worst offender that you're gonna see.
Always, we're going to start by going around the horn here, kicking it off with what each other has been watching this week. So, Brian, I'll kick it over to you. What have you been watching, my guy?
So, it was honestly kind of a slower week in terms of movies for me. I was ripping the Last of Us 2 video game. This is not a video game podcast, but the show is coming out, and like I think this season is going to be fantastic. I know America as it stands now, the culture that we live in, there's going to be some people who get butthurt. Fucking grow up, all right? And it's going to be great if you... Yeah, anyway. The video game, like, it's so much fun to play. So, only things I've watched recently, one movie this last weekend that I watched because I was with my two roommates and Carly, and Cam was like, I want to see the new Willet Winall Wolfman, which I had heard mixed things about, but I also forgot that, but then I forgot Cam is an absolute baby when it comes to horror movies, so we put the trailer on, and he's like, no. So we pivoted, and I showed them The Invisible Man, Willet Winall's that.
Yeah.
A couple big pills to swallow on, like, that suit, you know what I mean? But, like, I think it was a fun twist on a concept that doesn't really make any sense, and I think he did the best job. It's like, they did that one 20 years ago with Kevin Bacon where what if you were Invisible Man, you'd be a predator. This one was more like, well, what if you had someone who was invisible fucking with you, everyone would think you were crazy. And I think it's a good twist. And then the only other thing I've been watching, because I gotta do it once a year, and I think it's cemented as my favorite show of all time, is I've been doing my yearly Avatar Last Airbender rewatch, which just made me hate the Netflix one even more.
Grown-ass man.
What do you mean? It's fantastic. Grown-ass man.
Yeah, grown-ass man.
Cam, Jeremy, and I've been watching a little bit, and I was trying to tell Carly about it. She's like, I just never watched as a kid. I was like, I liked Avatar: The Last Airbender as a kid. You know what I mean? It would come on, a random episode would pull up on Nickelodeon, previously on Avatar. But I just watched it. I honestly didn't like get into it like fully as like a full narrative until high school. It's fantastic. And like, I'm sorry, that's one of the best shows ever. You gonna shame me for watching a cartoon, Micah?
No, it's not. That's a cartoon.
You tell me what you're watching, and I can belittle it too.
All right, I watched a movie for grown-ups, and this week, for one night only, actually, they put Prince's Purple Rain back in theaters, so I went to go see that.
I saw you guys watch Mickey 17.
Woo! Yeah, I was gonna let Eric have that one.
Okay.
Yeah,
continue your point.
So I'm gonna do Purple Rain, and it was interesting. It was really good. Been watching a lot of like musician biopics recently, like the Bob Dylan one. Mm-hmm. I watched A Better Man. Then I watched this, which I guess is semi-autobiographical. Everyone is using their real life performer name except for Prince, who goes by The Kid. But I mean, it's his music, and he's acting like himself, and he's dressing like himself. But I hope that's not how Prince is like, because it's the actual plot, the story. Well, he is now, Brian. But the actual plot and story is aged like pretty poorly.
Sorry.
It kind of reminded me of The Idol a little bit, where the music is fantastic, and every time a song starts to play, you're like, I'm in. But then you're like, and then what's happening? Like, she's naked and he's hitting him and
Is that the only show that HBO didn't even release the full first season of?
No, they did. They did.
Did they do it? But it's like it got canceled. I think it was one of the fastest canceled HBO shows ever.
It finished. Brian, listen. The Idol album, double platinum.
Yeah, The Weeknd's a great musician. Just stay off the screen, buddy.
Well, he's got a movie coming out, so that's why this is extra prescient, because get inside the mind of an artist, which is always a fun time because they're all crazy. And Prince was princing it up. There's a lot going on. He got a dad that abuses his mom, and then he tries to fight his dad, and Prince is like tiny, so he's getting ragdolled. And I don't know why you would do that. And then he's trying to hit on this girl, but then also he's like just being an asshole to her. Like he beats her. That's crazy. And then he performs a song, and then it's okay again, which is wild. But yeah, the music was gas. The story was crazy and it's aged so bad. But the audience was the craziest. It looks like if you ever been to a Guitar Center, just do a 360, that's who was there, and people were moved to tears at points. I was surrounded by diehards. I had to cancel, because per A-list I can only do 3 tickets at a time. I had to cancel one so I could go see Companion with Eric, and I almost didn't get my ticket back for Purple Rain because it's sold out.
Let me tell you something. I'm a big advocate for going to theater. I am glad I watched The Companion at home. I would have been like, that's not really one that goes. All right, Eric, your turn, buddy. Your audio's fine. Your video's a little chopped.
I think it'll come through better, than how it looks.
What's it called?
Hurry Up Tomorrow. It's the same name as the album. Yeah.
Let me look it up right now.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
We're recruiting everyone we know.
Yeah, it's Bong Joon-ho. I'm excited. I definitely see it. You're recruiting who, though?
Everyone we know. I've got 9 people that I've verbally roped into going to see it again.
I'm a big fan of, people were talking about that, some of the people who were reviewing it, who didn't dislike it, but, they were, trying to be, obviously fall up to Parasite, which is just, that he won Best Director and Best Picture for that. It's yeah, sure, it's not the same caliber, but he's having fun with it, right? People are saying it's more like his English-speaking movies like Okja and Snowpiercer. It's a little more fun, but I heard Robert Pattinson's acting his ass off. I'm excited to see it. Bong Joon-ho, he's a great director. I mean, that's just the reality.
You had fun with Snowpiercer?
In an action sense, it's when then it takes a dip into craziness. Also, by the way, this is really
each other, Brian. They're eating each other.
I had fun with Snowpiercer.
I mean,
because it's kind of when you start thinking about it too much, you're like, where does everyone sleep? They go all the way up.
There's bunks.
But I just don't they talk about the luxury. The bunks when they get up there is not that luxury. Also, I don't know if this is podcast worthy. The guy doing that movie, It Comes at Night, which is a movie I've been defending for now a better part of a decade.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
It Comes at Night is the director of the Hurry Up Tomorrow movie, which, I'm there.
I blame the marketing team for why It Comes at Night got a little panned, because they cut the trailer. This was early when A24 was promoting horror movies, The Witch and this. They, again, good trailer editing, I guess, but misleading. It made it seem like it was more very fast paced, what's out there, and all shit goes down. No, it is a very slow, paranoia, slow burn. It's great. But yeah, if I went into that movie being there's zombies in this, right? No, there's not. You literally see one of the infected the entire movie.
All right, Eric, any more thoughts about Mickey 17?
Sorry. Yeah, go jump that. I can pull it up.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll pull it up. Winners. You know how many people, though, what's so funny about I always forget, obviously we're big movies fans, but I'm not going to sit here and be I've seen everything, I know all the, one of those niche ones. I forget the common man. I had numerous people be what is Nora? I've never even heard of that movie the past week. At work and stuff. You know what I mean? And they're I can't believe Wicked didn't win. I'm because that's probably the only movie you saw. Any of them you anyway. Here's the full list. Micah, I wanted you to kick it off when I get this up. You can talk about which ones
You've seen my text. I left my sheet at Eric's house.
Oh. Didn't we all send it into the chat?
Well, yeah, and
also I didn't actually see your text. You forget I'm not using a MacBook. My texts don't pop up on my screen.
Do you not have your phone with you? Bro?
Yeah, I put it down because I'm engaging with you guys.
Oh, there you go. It's pod time, not phone time. I love that.
Yeah. Do you want to start with bet? Should we just start with a big one?
Yeah. Yeah, we can.
So I picked. I wanted Dune 2 just out of love. I picked Anora that I thought was going to win, so that one hit.
I bought into the hype. I did, for some reason, think off of, like a BAFTA win and a SAG win that Conclave could get in there. I was wrong, clearly.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think it's, in terms of, like, obviously, like, I think Dune, if I'm being, like, straight up, and this is what's annoying about the Academy, like, Dune 2, low-key, is the best movie of the year, but if in terms of who could have won and what should have won, like, I'm happy with Anora.
I'm not mad at Anora at all.
It's good. Like, right, it's not like it could have been one of those movies where you're like, completely not no shot. But, like, if the Amelia Perez won or Wicked, you'd be like, what the fuck? Best actress, I think to me, it would have been cool to see to me, but I picked Mikey.
Yeah.
That one's fine. Yeah, I cleaned up.
Yeah. Very good night for them. For one movie. He's tied with Walt Disney for most Oscars in a single night, but Walt Disney had it over multiple movies. Sean Baker, one movie.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
This was one I kind of had to just go off a limb because I wasn't as familiar with all these movies. I kind of went, what did I say? I went with Ralph Fiennes' Conclave. I wanted Timmy, even though I knew he wasn't going to win. Did you guys pick Brody?
I also picked Timothée Chalamet. Just, I was trying to get points. I was trying to win.
Yeah. This one, oh, sorry, buddy.
I mean, you were half right.
I'm not convinced that if they had nominated Timmy for Dune as Paul Atreides instead of A Complete Unknown, maybe because I haven't seen Complete Unknown. I'm sure he was great as Bob Dylan, but like that performance in Dune 2, fantastic. This was a free point.
Yeah. If you didn't get this one wrong, I don't know what you're doing.
What do we? Yeah, Zoe Saldana, who, by the way, you see, she got her award and she was like, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck about Mexico."
That's not what she
I know,
said,
I know.
Fuck off. Watch the fucking movie.
I know. Look at that. This is see, you get a guy in a podcast, Mike. You start misquoting. No, I don't know. I don't care. I don't really actually have an opinion on the movie because I didn't watch it.
You've been.
I've been radicalized against it.
You've been Academy Centelled.
Listen, out of the list here for Best Director, fine with Sean Baker. The fact that both the Dune people who won made comments about Denis like being the best director this year, and they were like, da, 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 get off the stage.
Thank you, Brian.
The ad, you see the ad? Like, Adrian Brody talked for 5.5 minutes. The Dune special effects and sound design team talked for maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, listen, if he got nominated and someone else won, that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's fine. But like, you're gonna look me in the eye and tell me that he's not on the list of best director. What?
I think they're all waiting for movie 3, not knowing that we're about to take a hard turn. We're about to take a hard turn.
Yeah, my buddy Cole's on like book 6. He's getting deep. It's yeah, I heard Dune Asai is crazy. Cinematography, I never saw The Brutalist. Maybe you guys can weigh in on it, but I mean, my boy Greg. I was always going Greg.
Yeah, I was a little surprised.
I mean, was it good? I mean, how was the cinematography? Was it?
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful movie. Yeah. And they did campaign heavily on the shoot on film indie movie.
Okay, Micah, we talked about this last week. Holy upset alert here, and I'm sorry. I'm with you on this point. Like, I get the good thing. Flo being nominated is good for like, oh jeez, is he gone?
Yeah, just keep going, I think.
No, like Flo being nominated, I think is a good thing. Like, you should look out past like the DreamWorks and the Disney's the world and be like, look for these things. However, you're going to look me dead in the eye and tell me that's the best animated picture over The Wild Robot. Or, actually, I didn't really love Inside Out 2, but like, and also Disney's won enough. I don't give a shit. But The Wild Robot was by far clear. Like, again, the nomination is good. I'm glad they're doing that. But sometimes it's like, no, like,
yeah, I mean, Flo wasn't bad at all, and the story is inspiring. I think this like kind of shows more artistic for the artist. Like, look at who won this year. They're low budget indie movies primarily, with the exception of like,
you should reward that.
Yeah, and again, I think that's what they're trying to do. The body is trying to do.
Yeah, but I think
all the way through this category, and I think Inside Out 2 is by far the weakest.
Yeah, I agree. You know what's so funny though? As someone who likes like Inside Out 1, I didn't dislike Inside Out 2. I thought it was fine. But
it was weak.
There's a lot of people who are like, I thought it's so much better than the original. Like Carly is one.
What?
I'm like, did we watch the same movie? Like
is
Inside Out 1. I think it's about people with the anxiety thing. They're like, that's so good. I'm like, I thought the first one about like telling kids like, hey, sometimes it's okay to be sad, way more powerful than sometimes we all get anxious. Like, yeah, no shit. Like,
Hey, that third movie. Sometimes we. Oh, I don't know. What
sometimes we get horny.
All right, thank you for saying it, Brian. So I didn't have to.
I'm saying The Wild Robot was one of those ones, like, obviously it's the best animated movie of all time, but like, it was one of those ones that, like, in a year of animated movies, I was like, yes, that's the one. And even, I would have found Wallace and Gromit, because I'm always rocking with my dogs, Wallace and Gromit. Like, in the effort they put into that, they're just, you know what I mean? But they'll never win.
Well, yeah, I think there's two claymated movies, Memoir of a Snail and Wallace and Gromit. I'd say I had seen more work from, there's a guy that just makes very sad claymated movies, and they're good, but they are, like, soul-crushingly sad. I don't know what's going on with him.
Eric, we were talking about when you liked it. We were talking about how, like, I think Flo winning to me is a little. It's definitely an upset, but we were saying like it being nominated is good because you want to like support like the filmmakers. But like Cam and I watched Flo together, and I was saying this is the kind of shit like you put on without any volume in the background. It's like it's almost like a visual like
It's like looking at like the Roku City thing when it's lagging out.
I could put a lo-fi beat over that whole movie and just let it run, and it would not change anything. Well, because it like right, like
The lo-fi beat.
Is it right though?
No, that's why I was angry last time. I I can't believe it.
It was impressive as a thing to be like, damn, you guys made this? That's cool, and I'm glad they got a little up. But like, you won. Shut up. This is the time you decide to support the little guy.
That's right there.
Yeah.
Like that movie actually was in some little. I'm like, wow, yeah, you guys laughed at me. I was right.
You can skip the
don't know
shorts.
anything about the shorts. If you guys want.
Skip the shorts.
This one, any of these could have won, I think, and they just picked what Wicked. Had good
I
one.
went
I don't
Wicked
hate
with
that.
this. I mean, it makes sense. It's a play turned to a movie. Like they're going for it.
We also got to think about numbers. The sheer numbers of people in the
Yeah, they had a lot of
Wicked.
extras and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Micah, we thought we could get them with the horror, the original horror piece here, and they went with.
This was
shafted
crazy
us.
to me. I mean, I wanted a real pain.
This is when
Also, I think you did too, Mike.
I think that should have maybe won.
I liked a real pain. I thought, I think this category must be changing then. I mean, he steamrolled through this.
I agree with that because like people were talking about the thing, and I'm like, it's not that Sean Baker I haven't seen Tangerine, but I've seen the Florida Project and this one. It's not that he's his writing. Like I like his writing, but his point of this is like, it's not about like great like right. It's more about like it's a very natural way of moving through things. Like the Honora movie, right? It starts off as a Cinderella story. Then like most of the movie is them just trying to track it. It's supposed to be like the natural dialogue, which I guess you could reward as a screenplay, but like I think it's more on the actors for like making it feel real.
Heavily improvised.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, maybe that takes away. Maybe they thought that. Maybe that they shot that down.
I mean, I don't hate the pick. I just think it's yeah.
But they clearly liked it a lot. I thought there was a lot of good original stories being told there.
This one, I mean, you guys would know better than me. I feel like most of these.
I mean, I'm glad.
Did I pick that one?
I like it. Honestly, I would have been fine with like 3 out of the 5 of these.
I would have been fine with Conclave, Sing Sing. I didn't watch Nickel Boys, but Conclave or Sing Sing.
I think this one right here. I think with this year, especially with what they were dealing with the makeup, it had to have been Wicked, Nosferatu, or The Substance. If one of these two movies won, given that they're the only ones without like a fully like makeup character,
that's not true. That's not true.
Was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Amelia Perez. You're right.
Yeah. Did you watch A Different Man?
No, I haven't watched it.
Oh, okay.
With the makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously, I get that makeup is not just like crazy covering. There's other.
No, they do crazy covering in both. Yeah. They detransitioned Carla Sofia Gascon. Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Didn't know that. Editing. I didn't know Sean Baker edited his own movies. That's kind of cool.
He did everything, man.
You don't like it?
No, I mean, yeah, he did.
I thought this was where the Brutalists had the edge. I really thought they had a shot in this one, but yeah, give it to Sean. I guess they love him.
I didn't love the editing of Honora, honestly. To be honest with you,
yeah.
I would have gone like Brutalist or Conclave, and I was very surprised that Honora won this.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Production design of Wicked is tough for me because I know what they built, but they shot it. We talked about this. I talked about it before. They like I couldn't see. Like I know that library scene. They got that giant wheel. That is great. Could have fooled me. All I saw was a fucking sun. Like you know what I mean? That's.
This is my favorite category. I
think
anyone here could have won, and I would have been happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dune 2, I think is more like I think it's more about what makes it great. Like, I'm not saying it's not great production design because it is, but like it's just shot so well. Where I don't know. Maybe that's Nosferatu. They built that whole ass village.
But for production design, like Dune won this in 2022, and I was trying to compare like and try to compare to Dune 2, and I'm like, well, the big scene here was the worm scene, like what they did to build that, and they were blowing all that.
It's because they moved it from October 2023 to March 2024. Because I'm not saying it would have won Best Picture necessarily. I think Oppenheimer probably would have won. But like, remember that was the argument coming into summer of 2023. It was Dune 2 and Oppenheimer, which he's right, and I think it would have cleaned up a lot. But then they put it in March, recency bias, and made it like just like fall to the wayside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it still wouldn't have won Best Picture. I think Oppenheimer still would have beat it. But like, we would have been talking about Dune versus Oppenheimer.
Way more.
You know, and then they changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know anything about the original songs.
This is all you,
Micah.
Micah.
On this.
Emilia. Emilia.
This was one I had to.
Emilia. Play me off. Emilia.
No, good for them. This is one. This is one I actually had to tell people, like, hold their hand a little bit, where they're like, "You're telling me Wicked didn't even win Best Original Song?" I'm like, guys, it's not an original song. It's an adaptation. You can't win that category. Same reason why Dune didn't get the score. Which more like. They're like, you're saying this song was better than Defying Gravity? No one's saying that. But Defying Gravity can't be nominated for Best
Original.
Right.
Yeah.
If they had Best Cover or re-edition, yeah.
Best cover is insane.
Best stage adaptation.
Yeah.
This one was crazy. I haven't seen it, but they like, you know what I mean. They use like talk. Yeah,
right. It's now available. Is all I'm gonna say, Brian.
I'm gonna watch it. Didn't like Mubi like nerf it or something like that? Is it?
It can't get a U.S. distributor. Which is weird because
Because
I don't know, it can't get a U.S. distributor.
I guess it's different about like circles. Like, I guess it's just the circles I run with, where I hear about these things about Pasadena, and they're just suppressing it, and yet I don't. That's not the circles I run, but I guess that Hollywood.
Yeah. This isn't even Gaza. This is about the West Bank. This was filmed before October 7th, and it's just like they're basically getting terrorized by these settlers that just show up to the West Bank and they're like, well, this is ours now. And it's, they're just kicking people out of their houses.
I'm definitely going to watch it now that it's available after what I saw. That's great. This is one I have a story with where I was trying to explain to, because I was watching Oscar with Carly, and I'm like, she's like, best sound, like, wait, I'm like, okay, you're thinking about music. It's sound design.
Yeah.
Like, it's Dune. It's not even fucking close. Like, that whole alone, the intro alone, sound design wins. Like,
this is like footsteps. No one's singing in sound. This is like footsteps and
like,
cars starting.
Wicked sound design was a mixer, like an engineer,
or that fucking cape, that cape flapping in the wind, that fuck ass cape.
The song, that's the thing. The thing about Wicked, the song slapped, guys. It did. It was fun. I'm gonna see the sequel, but like it's not the same. Dude,
we know you'll be there opening night, Brian.
Visual effects.
Oh yeah. I went with this. I went with a sneaky pick. I'm glad Dune won. I thought that I went for a sleeper just in case, even though I kind of was like, there's a no shot it wins Kingdom.
Okay, I gotta say this because I did watch A Better Man. This
pretty good.
This maybe should have gone to Better Man.
I think it's a fair argument. I think the mocap in both of these movies here was great. I think the thing about Kingdom is like the Planet of the Apes series, obviously with Matt Reeves and who's it? I forget is Rupert Wyatt directed the first one. Now it's Wes Ball. Anyway, they've just really done their shit with the mocap where it's almost like, all right, no, you don't get it though because like we knew this shit was good. Like, dude, Alien Romulus. I think they've shot themselves in the foot with that whole the dude from the first Alien, that shit
AI,
at the end.
I love
you completely nerfed yourself from.
Bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, how do you go from having practical xenomorphs and then just phone it in right there?
It's a bad look.
But no, Dune Part 2 is great. Better Man had great mocap, but this movie in the U.S., Micah, ain't gonna win shit.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it's a mocap guy interacting with. I mean, I don't know. Watch it. It's really good, actually.
No, I will. I didn't see the live action shorts.
International feature.
This is a big dub. This is a big dub right here,
Huge
baby.
dub.
Let's go.
Huge dub.
So good.
I was worried Amelia Perez, they would throw it something here, but obviously it was addressed earlier, so maybe they didn't feel so bad about voting for I'm Still Here.
I like it. I didn't see it yet, but the way you guys were talking about it the other week, I was like, I was rooting for it, and I picked that.
Big dub.
So this is a mistake on the website. It should have said Challengers or Dune Part 2 here.
Hey, man.
Like, I guess, sure, fine, out of the ones listed, it's a good win, but like, are we fucking kidding? Those are clearly the two
It was
best
a
scores of
weak year
2024.
for, I feel like, the music categories, original score
Was it?
and
See,
songs.
that's the thing. Was it though? There were.
I mean, original songs, yeah.
You're gonna put on "Kiss the Ring" by Hans Zimmer and tell me it's worse than any of this shit, or what's that one from the end of Challengers? Yeah, Trent Reznor. Yeah, fuck off.
They fumbled that part.
I think they gotta figure something out in the music categories. You know?
Yeah.
Why is Diane Warren popping up every year? Why?
She lost 16 times,
baby.
Yeah.
Let's go for 17.
She was legitimately snubbed like once or twice, and then ever since then she's been on her revenge tour, and it's just her taking a spot from a better song.
No, the other thing about the original song category, like last year, it was last year, right? With the I'm Still Ken, it's fun, whatever. And then the only other time I can really like think about original song was when Glenn Campbell had that song that won for a documentary where he was literally losing his mind from Alzheimer's, and he basically wrote a song about not like I'm sorry, but I'm not going to miss you for a documentary, and he couldn't even sing it at the Oscars. Someone else had to sing it for him. I was like, okay, yeah, that's crazy. But now you got like these songs that nobody fucking knows.
Well,
okay, besides Amelia Perez, I get it.
That's their own fault. I think this is it's not a serious category, so I think this is where you go for views. You nominate names you know that aren't Diane Warren, and you're like, I mean, if you look at the people that released songs for movies this year, it's like, why didn't you just call them up?
Yeah,
these are big names that would draw viewers. Your telecast is dying.
I just think it's funny that like with the original score one, it's like everyone who lightly paid attention to movies like knows like they're the two best scores of the year. And I get Dune technically it was a technicality thing, but like you tell me Challengers got zero, like that's crazy. That was the best score. That was one of the best scores.
That is crazy.
If Dune 2 beat
everywhere else,
if Dune 2 beat Challengers, I'd be like,
It's crazy.
maybe. I've been fine with either one. Yeah,
But a nom. Give
right.
it a nom.
Shall we? A nom. Yeah, no noms for Challengers.
Crazy.
Do we have our points tallied?
Oh,
I do.
I didn't vote on every category though.
Well,
Like live action short and documentary short, I didn't vote on.
and
animated shorts, the three
snubbed the
shorts.
shorts. Yeah, so there's only 20 that we had out of 23.
Okay, let me count.
I don't have my
It's in the chat, isn't
with
it?
my markings. That's the pre one.
Yeah, I don't have who. Well, I don't have who won, but I can do that. One.
Okay, I think I wrote the score on the bottom.
If you wait, if you have the want versus who I think, which one is it? Do you get the point if you got either?
My eyes see 10.
10.
All right.
Wait, do you get?
It's
Do
for
you get a point if you had
It's for
a
who you
want?
marked.
'Cause that's, or who you think?
who you think.
No,
Oh,
it's who
okay,
you
damn.
marked,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, damn, that sucks because I would have got a Nora. I put a Sean Baker for a Nora director want, but I marked Brady Corbett, and I'm like, fuck. So that's a no. All right, one. Hang on. Two.
I think the AI stuff hurt him more than anyone else from that cast. Or from that cast and crew. Like, Adrian Brody was fine. The guy who did the score was fine. And they were like, Adrian Brody, all that AI stuff is your fault.
His fault.
I'm looking through.
I mean, yeah. You have final say. You're the boss.
I'm not gonna lie, I cooked on my predictions, fellas.
I got 8, but some of them were my wants were right. I would have probably had like 10 or 11, but you know what? The rules are the rules. I got 8.
All right.
I got
Eric.
That Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
I got 15.
Oh, my God. This guy.
My ass.
Hey, you can go look at my sheet online. The ones I missed: animated feature,
Stop the count. Stop the count.
actor, screenplay,
count.
original screenplay.
You didn't want I want your flow pick revoked. You just were.
I didn't
You
want
did
flow.
change
I didn't
his-
want
I'm
flow.
gonna-
I would have gotten 16 if it was my original, but I changed the Brutalist.
Yeah, my
to Dune.
wants would have brought me to 12.
I changed my pick from
My
the
wants were probably
Brutalist to
12.
Dune. But I missed editing.
I should have known because Carly got in my head. I was like, Dune 2 visual effects, and then she's like, "What about Kingdom?" I'm like, like even though it is impressive as fuck what they did, I was like, they're not gonna. I should have known. They're not gonna give it to that movie. They're just not.
Better Man? Or-
No, Dune, Kingdom.
Kingdom.
Like
Yeah.
it is arguably like one of the better ones, and I'm glad I got nominated. But like,
Yeah. Recognize that one.
But
it was also that one.
the
that one was great.
telecast, if we want to
Although I
keep
still-
talking about just the performance, I guess itself. I mean, we can say whatever we want about Conan. Like, had fun. Yeah, I had
thought it was
fun.
good.
That was good.
The In
it didn't
Memoriam
all work,
guys.
It never
the
does
In
though.
Memoriam was a little crazy.
They missed like 3 big ones.
What was
Tony,
the
like,
In
Tony
Memoriam?
Scott?
I felt like they were going to
Michelle-
wheel them out.
Yo,
Yeah.
like what was that
Song
song?
choice is weird.
Someone who had never watched the movie trailer clearly decided to pick that song. They're like, this is a sad song, not knowing
That's
the whole
like
time.
but that's like a song like you play like when you see someone die that you
Yeah.
care about, not remembering their memory. Like,
missed opportunity to. I mean, wheel up those two Wicked girls. They're front row. Wheel them out again.
No, that was weird. I went to the bathroom right before it started. I come back and I just hear, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Also, I get Michelle Trachtenberg just died, but like, who missed? Tony Scott wasn't on there, and there was one other. There was a crazy other snub, which I say snub as if it's an award.
Michelle, yeah, the Michelle one.
They should have put it on there.
Yeah.
There was another one though. Not
what movies was she? She was in TV
Euro
movies.
Trip.
Is she TV?
Princess, the Ice Princess.
Which of these came out in theaters?
No, a bunch of them did. No.
Okay,
Michelle Trachtenberg was probably not going to make the list because they probably put it together. It happened days before the Oscars, and again, she hasn't really acted that much last one. But Tony Scott, who was in all the Final Destination and Candyman, was died, and he also died like a while ago. Hang on, let me look at. There was one other one that I'm blanking
for
on
Michelle.
Right
I will say
17 again.
No,
right.
There's another one. No, I'm saying there's another actor left out in the major stars thing. Tony Todd. Oh, Olivia Hussey, the one from the OG Romeo and Juliet. Died.
The one where
yeah, the boob one. Yes, you're thinking of the same movie.
Hey,
that kid from this one I don't know if he acted in a feature film. That kid from Gen V died too.
Yeah.
But I think the Tony Scott one and the Olivia Hussey one, like those two are like registered like working actors in the business that it didn't die just before the Oscars. Weird miss. But I thought it was this is the right step in the Oscars. They were really focusing on like celebrating movies, that bit about like going back to theaters versus like being cynical about like things like Conan didn't make a joke about like he made a joke about The Brutalist being long, but the punchline wasn't short.
Yeah.
You know? I think it's a good step, and I hope we continue in this trend.
Yeah, I think I'm watching a lot of these award shows. All of them, because they're LA based, have like a LA thank you to the firefighters segment. This is one of the better ones where they actually gave them something to do instead of just standing there awkwardly getting clapped at. Mm-hmm. So I enjoyed that. I thought the I'm Not Wasting Time song and dance number.
There's always one of those numbers in the Oscars.
It was nice for me at that point.
Remember Neil Patrick Harris did a bunch of those. Like I bet it sounded a lot better on paper.
And Neil Patrick Harris pulled that off more than Conan could.
I have one more qualm with the Oscars thing, and this wasn't on Conan. They talk about like being more efficient with time. They're shooing motherfuckers off the stage. Yet we had a 7-minute Bond tribute in a year that a Bond movie didn't even come out.
Well, that was Bond's in memoriam.
Yeah, Bond.
Yeah, because Bond is dead. I was telling them that
on our roundup.
Like we were talking, Cam asked me yesterday. He's like, "Who's gonna be Bond? Who's gonna be Bond next?" I'm like, you know what? It doesn't fucking matter because Bezos, like, this is Moneypenny series.
Bezos is gonna run into hell.
Nolan goes like, I just want final editing cuts on that one. Like, whatever, that's different. But like, you tell me they want to make a MCU out of Bond. I feel like Bond's the one movie everyone seems to be on the same page about.
It doesn't need all that.
Yeah,
you make one. You make one every like 2 to 3 years. One actor going back to back. You know what I mean? Like, there's no spin-offs. There's none of that. It's Bond. Someone is Bond every era of America, essentially. You know what I mean? We don't need young Bond.
We don't need an animated Bond show.
I mean, yeah, that's.
Why was Doja Cat one of the artists they picked for that too? That was.
I don't know. She wasn't good either.
It wasn't
bad.
great.
It was real bad. Yeah, that was one of the live performances. This is a very Tony's feeling Oscars telecast.
I know. The first thing with Arya and Cynthia, they sounded great.
Mm-hmm.
But I was kind of like, I think they did that just to be like, all right, let's just appease to the fan. Like, let's get some. This
is how you start
like
the
good
Oscars.
stuff out
let's
right
get
out the
Wicked
rip.
Fans in, so maybe if they want to tune out, they can tune out now. Like they got it.
I actually want to tweak my best performance of the year. Cillian Murphy just waiting. this poor guy. I don't think he wanted to be there.
He didn't.
But he had to present it because he's best actor. And he's just sitting there.
He didn't even walk on the red carpet. He snuck in. Like, he did not want to be seen.
Yeah, brother.
Because you have to be, because they're doing the thing now where the last actor does that, which I like that more or less. But it's just like, this poor guy was like, all right, I'm going to come because I won best actor last year and present it. And then he's sitting there being like, is this dude so fucking talking?
I also, I wasn't sure the route they were going to go because you start with the supporting actors. They had Robert and what was her name from The Holdovers?
Back on her name. Yeah.
Divine Joy Randolph.
They gave little spiels about each actor and actress. And then for Cillian...
The Fab Five
and then for Cillian and Emma Stone, they just showed clips, which I kind of
I
preferred.
stand by.
Yeah.
You didn't cut. Oh, sorry,
because
Mike.
of Carla.
Oh, but I just think like any category they did with some and not all. Like you have a team of editors, people like every category. Like if the presenter wants to make some anecdotes at the beginning, great. But I feel like they used to cut these like clips together with like the best moments of like you know what I mean, like sound design. Like they used to like show like the clips that you have the actors. You show like a 10 to 15 second clip of them doing it. I don't really need to see like Robert Downey Jr. being like, "You amazing," like you know what I mean. Like if I don't.
They used to do, but I prefer clips.
I think I prefer clips,
right? Because you get to see
and I would say for some of for costume design where they brought an actor from each out, and then like the whole bit
that was
with
cool.
Bo and Yang. I was like, this is clever. Like I was having fun with that.
That was one of the funnier.
I was having fun. I like that when you bring it out.
Someone texted me when the Adam Sandler bit. And it was like, Brian, you pissed. I'm like, okay, let me just say that I'm sure he's a nice guy. I don't dislike the guy, but also that bit went on way too long.
Yeah, they were referencing like an SNL sketch, which is like how tapped in. I mean, I knew because I did watch SNL, but I was like, it wasn't funny on SNL either.
Yeah,
be like, oh, Adam Sandler says stuff weird.
The amount they were going after Timothy Chalamet and like the intro and everything, I thought he was kind of a shoo-in for lead actor. Like,
it's like when they.
It's because you brought a Jenner, bro. They don't win. You date a Jenner, you don't win. It's true in basketball and it's true in acting. That's just the reality.
Do you remember at the Oscars when they made Glenn Close? She was nominated for the J.D. Vance movie. They made her get up and back that ass up. I'm not kidding. And then she didn't win, and everyone thought she would win. And they made her get up there and back that ass up. That was crazy. That's what it felt like. They were just like, oh, look at that yellow suit. Like all this stuff. I was like, he's not gonna win.
I saw a bit. I think it was like, this was like when Daniel Tosh was doing like Laugh Factory, probably like 15, 20 years ago. And he was talking about my favorite thing about like winners at the Academy Award that they didn't expect to win or weren't like big profile, where they're like, Brian Mayer, and you go, huh? They got to scooch up the aisle and then run.
Who was that
down.
for?
Like,
was that for
there's a couple of them. They're in like the fucking nosebleeds. Oh, we won?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Because like the rest of the big profile ones are right on the aisle, so they can like get up, hug. My favorite one is when someone has to scooch past someone to win an award. That's hilarious.
That's so good.
But Eric, the couple from Iran. They just kept having to restart their speech. They were like, is this my paragraph on my phone? Is this my paragraph?
We just got here. We just landed.
A little bit of a mess. But it was endearing, but also too long and a little bit of a mess. But happy for them.
All in all, like I think we enjoyed it.
No, I feel like the Oscars have their ups and downs. This one I would say was in terms of who won and who didn't. Like it was pretty good. Like in hosts.
I'm glad it wasn't like...
This one I would look fondly.
It ended up being that way. I thought there wasn't going to be a movie that really just cleaned up everything. And Honora went and did it.
It's just... This was better than some. Like, you have the years like 2019, where there's like a really higher... With Parasite won, like there's a real higher caliber of movies. Where, you know, when you go through the list, like there's some years where you're like...
Well, going in this... I think I liked that going in this year didn't feel like... It was not like Oppenheimer, I guess like Oppenheimer, but especially Everything Everywhere All at Once, where I was like, this is just going to clean up everything. And it ended up...
Yeah.
Have you watched that movie yet?
Still haven't.
Everything Everywhere?
Yeah.
You never watch it?
Never got around to it.
Who am I potting with?
A fraud.
You and you.
A fraud. I actually have, well, to be fair, actually, in his defense, I have not seen Coda or Nomadland.
Nomadland's egregious. Coda. I have beef
So which
with
one?
Coda.
If I had to watch one of them, which one would you?
Nomadland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chloe Zhao, right? Is that who directed? It was a crazy one that I think it was the year Green Book one. I think. I've rewatched it like sometime in the last year. I think it was 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. Yeah. And I'm rewatching that one. I think it was the one. I think it was against Green Book. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, like I know that wasn't the strongest year, but I was still like Green Book. Green Book is like just the most like. It's like a movie. It's like The Blind Side 2.0, where it's like, hey, you know what's bad? Being racist. I think they should rescind all the awards from The Blind Side now that we found out that it's a complete load of shit.
I agree.
No. We got to see Sandra Bullock on stage and looking like that. That's Sandy. Okay. We can keep that.
Sandy.
I think that changed me seeing The Blind Side. I know it's problematic.
It wasn't just the Oscars without.
I'm kidding.
Keep it in.
No, this is all getting cut out. All
right, should we move on to the movie news?
Yeah, let's do it.
I put these in like a week ago. I don't know.
I was going to say a lot of these are.
I
mean, do we want to start with the elephant in the room, the one we were texted about? Shrek 5, guys.
Netflix's Peaky Blinders. What?
I am simultaneously like, what are we doing? Because I saw Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and but at the same time, people need to calm the fuck down. Like someone pointed out that if you widen Shrek's eyes a little bit, it's really not that drastic. Everyone needs to fucking relax. It's a promo thing. Things like we haven't seen any. We haven't even seen a trailer.
I liked Micah's text.
It's
where
a little.
I think he said like, how much is Zendaya and Tom Holland's wedding gonna cost if she's really signing up for Shrek 5 here? Like, and she's playing a kid again.
I just feel like
she's playing a young adult again.
I have to take it back because, Zendaya, our age, child of the internet. There's a long internet history that I have since discovered. She rides for Shrek.
Yeah,
she loves Shrek. This
Shrek
might be a dream.
The thing about the Shrek things that I'm going to give them benefit of the doubt right now is that even the ones that in history, like not the Shrek, obviously Shrek 1 and 2, even the ones that are considered like the weaker entrants, the fourth Shrek, the third Shrek, the fourth Shrek, and the two Puss in Boots movies, the creative team behind them, they're actually like a upper level of animated movie compared to like the average. I'm saying they're amazing. So
I gotta say, I wasn't inspired by the teaser when they immediately that was stupid. Riffing on TikTok.
Yeah.
Why did the Magic Mirror guy have the? I was like, damn, he got refined.
Handsome Squidward.
I just don't know. It's tough to say because like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, I thought was so. Even the first Puss in Boots was pretty decent, but like, and the fourth Shrek, low key might be better than the third one. Sorry, but Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is so great, so I was excited when I was like, oh, they're gonna keep it going. But this one feels a little bit more just
like it.
I don't know.
It feels like it's what about her, like Shrek's daughter getting married. Like,
I think they had 3 kids.
Forget about the other 2.
Well, that's a fun theory.
Yeah, the trans theory. I saw that. Like, because the only Shrek's kid with blue eyes was a boy, and that she has blue. Or am I right? It's something like that, right? So they're like,
it was like brown eyes. The daughter has blue eyes. The Shrek has brown. His daughter has brown eyes. They're like transvestigating Shrek's daughter.
This is gonna be a really intense. This one's gonna dive into deeper topics.
It was a little. Listen, I'll admit that teaser was a little silly and not great. But like people say, like I don't like Shrek being like referencing modern things as if like that's not what Shrek's been doing forever. I need to see a trailer.
Yeah, but it felt more iconic and timeless. They're like referencing the white Ford Bronco,
right,
versus TikTok.
Or cops, or like
TikTok videos.
Looks Max.
It'd be like if Shrek the Fourth had Vine. Like no, that would be bad. That would be aged pretty badly. Or if they got on MySpace,
you're right.
You know,
I think it was like unintentionally like using it where this one is like trying to capitalize on what it is. It's kind of like Space Jam 1 versus 2 kind of thing.
Well, it used to be like the references were for adults mostly.
Right.
You don't
like
know
there's some jokes that there's some jokes in that movie. Like it's like, wow, Lord Farquhar, do you think he's compensated for something? Like that's hilarious.
Well, like TikTok is like for the youth.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just changing their target audience, and this will just be still for kids.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Shrek 1 and 2 just are that level, and you're probably not going to get that again. Puss in Boots 2, and I know I've been talking about this movie. That one wasn't as funny as Shrek 1 and 2, but I thought it was like just a real like great animated movie with a fantastic villain. Like the wolf was great, and it, you know what I mean? It was refreshing in an era where you hear like we're making another Shrek spinoff or another this spinoff. I call it the Secret Life of Pets line. That's my bar of the middle of animated movies.
That's just
where do you fall on the Secret Life. Where do you fall on the Secret Life of Pets medium? The Secret Life of Pets is a movie where I don't like it. I never want to watch it again. But if I brought my kids to watch it, I'd be like, okay, fine.
That's a theory right there.
That's the line. No, that is my line right there. It's Secret Life of Pets. And to be honest, every single Despicable Me movie falls below that. And I will.
This is turning into a Despicable Me hate watch.
No, someone goes like, I feel like we're starting to get like Despicable Me 4 like really jump the shark with Despicable Me. I'm like, now? Anyway, we got a lot to sorry. Tangent.
All right, what's the next thing on the movie news?
Selena Gomez, Greta.
And
is this a Narnia podcast?
I don't know, Micah. I don't know any.
Is this a Narnia podcast? Because we talk about this so often. Because there's always crazy news each week.
Because I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Like when you hear,
I will say thank you, Micah, this week.
He left.
Back.
Yeah, your Narnia books?
Micah for my birthday said he's like, oh, I saw this in where were you? We had Barnes and Noble thrift store. He's like, I thought about you for your birthday.
Real money on it.
And we're talking physical media. We're talking Prince Caspian, the GOAT.
So you
I
own that
own
shit
that.
now. You can like watch
Now
it
I
whenever
got
you want.
Both Dunes, Mad Max Fury Road, the Lord of the Rings series, and Narnia Prince Caspian on DVD.
Didn't you also buy Oppenheimer?
No, I do not have Oppie. No Oppie.
Okay.
You want to see the most like drunk purchase that I don't know why I got this?
Oh, there it is.
I have Nolan's screenplay.
That's a screenplay.
I bought
screenplay.
I bought no, so I have American Prometheus in there as if I was gonna fucking
Yeah.
read that. I was like, oh, I'll do it. It's no, but then I bought the screenplay, which honestly, not a bad read. But it is funny like reading it like it's it's a screenplay.
Maybe you can do like maybe go to an open mic night and be like, I'm doing a scene from Oppenheimer.
Well, the problem is that it's so much cross cutting between like the two different things. Like that's what Nolan's whole shtick is. So it's like I could read the scene, then it's like, oh, actually, this is now cutting to a different time with different people. Wake up! It's always been stressful. You know it. Why was you fighting for Christ's sake? It's a pretty airtight screenplay, though. I'm not gonna hold you.
Back on track. Selena
sorry,
Gomez and Charlie XCX. What is Greta cooking? What is going on?
They're gonna be doing coke in Narnia, I guess. The wardrobe has coke in it. And,
This is either going to be something amazing, or maybe Greta Gerwig is like being like, okay, like we want to be oversaturated. Like, fuck you. I'm going to make the most stupid thing you'll ever see in your life.
I mean,
We'll have to wait and see.
it's not a white winter. It's
who
hella
is
coke.
Selena being?
It's the 80s
Selena
in
being
Narnia.
considered for? Because what? Or they? Was it both?
I don't
for
think of any-
the White Witch, because that was who Charlie was linked to. That character.
I don't. No,
I-
I
either-
put
it
this
doesn't
in
make
so
sense
long
either
ago,
way.
I don't remember.
It doesn't make sense either way. I don't get
remember.
it. I don't
Maybe
get
the
it.
mom. She's like almost mom age.
We don't even know which story they're talking about, though. Like,
The
I
Lion,
know
the
Charlie.
Witch, and the
No, I know
Wardrobe.
Charlie XC for that one. What Selena Gomez is in the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
I'm
Or she-
assuming they're doing casting stuff for the movie. They're
It
gonna-
makes
We talked
no
about this a few
sense.
weeks ago, though, where we're like, I feel like if you're gonna do Narnia again, why would you go with the one that's already been made? I feel like but then you said
because
there's
people
no.
are familiar
That's what
with
they're
it.
gonna do. If I had to bet my money,
Why do you think they keep making Batman movies instead of like a
Good point.
Robin movie?
It's a good point.
No one knows who the fuck Robin
Mm-hmm.
is.
Well, yeah, because I mean that's a whole different beast right there. But you know what? I think we're gonna check in week to week. Every week we get new news about these Greta Gerwig things.
This is
this
a
is
Narnia
the
pod.
This is a Narnia pod. We're actually
Into
doing a
the
lot
wardrobe.
next week. We're doing a live full trilogy of what's it? Andrew, who's the guy who directed that movie? Andrew something.
Where do you think we get the hats from?
The wardrobe.
Also, we have to
Exactly.
pick. If I'm gonna be a decent, we have to all pick a hat. We have to buy a hat while we're down there for.
I'm done.
Oh, when you're down here.
Yep.
All right.
I'm bringing the mic. Oh wait, let me see
We're
who
doing
directed
the
this guy.
brunch pod. I think we take the mics out to brunch somewhere.
That'd
and
be
we just start.
hilarious.
Andrew Adamson.
Andrew Adamson, the man.
You did all three.
Yeah,
Oh, he directed Shrek and Shrek 2.
he's cooking.
See, now we know why you like him. Look
was
at that. And he's produced The Last Wish. Okay, continue.
All right, we hit our quota on Narnia, 5 minutes per episode.
All right.
What else we got? Spielberg news.
New
It's
UFO movie. Again, I put these in so late. I don't know if these are still. I
It's
did
in
also.
There's a
I
whole lot to
used-
talk about it, but
Yeah.
It's in production, right?
but Spielberg movie's always exciting.
Yeah.
It's Spielberg.
Did I
right?
hear?
That's always cool.
Mhm.
Is it third encounters of the, or was it third? Why am I blanking? Encounters of the Third Kind, whatever that. What was the one he did? Dude, I'm gonna look so stupid if I can't. Strange Encounters of the
Close
Third Kind.
Encounters of the
Close.
Third Kind.
Fuck, damn it. You know what I'm talking about. Is it unrelated to that? Just I heard UFO Spielberg. That's why I asked.
Unrelated to E.T., unrelated to Third Encounters.
That's oh shit.
yeah.
Other fucking alien.
It's
a great movie.
Emily
Yeah, this guy loves
Blunt
him,
and
but-
Wyatt Russell.
Space movie.
Those are the top build
In that
top
movie?
build names in this movie. So we'll see. I'm on board. Thanks, Spielberg. Do your thing.
Can I bring something up that's
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
list? Mm-hmm. We got The Materialist first poster. That is the Celine Song movie with Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans, and Pedro Pascal. This is on my list big time. It's on my list
Okay.
big time.
Two
That's
of the
exciting.
three of those actors really need a win right now. I will say.
I would say
Pedro apparently.
How long has it been since any of them have been anything good?
Pedro
Any
is
of them.
still
I
getting
wanna
big
root
for
for
everything
included.
he does. So
Pedro. I mean,
he's
yeah,
collecting
but is it good?
franchises, and it doesn't matter.
Hey, you can cut this out. You can cut this out of the pod. Yeah, you can be in The Last of Us season 3.
Wait, not that.
Again, I reiterate my point. Has he been in anything good in a while?
I think he's good in The Last of Us.
also think that.
There was an oversaturation of Pedro Pascal, but I think he is good in The Last of Us. I think he was good in. But the problem is, people were talking about it where like his charm from Game of Thrones, which is really the role that pushed him forward, was him being this like charismatic, like dude, and then they just suddenly push the narrative with him being very stoic. Joel, the Mandalorian, when he's actually on set, which like he's good at, but I'm like, let the dude be fun again. Which he was fun, like even Kingsman 2, which is not the best movie. I thought he was fun in that movie.
Stoic again. So
I don't know.
But he's
clearly
cleaning
some
up
sort of fruit ninja.
these things.
Okay, let him fight. Let him be gay. He's a fruit ninja, and they're just not letting him fruit ninja out.
Somebody also, the thing about Pedro, someone's go, it's like you telling me he's gonna die? Like I see him too much. I'm like, guys, half of his shots in the trailer, flashbacks. He is super dead in the first episode, like dead. This game's been out for a decade. I'm not gonna apologize.
Spoilers, Brian.
I'm not gonna apologize. The game's been out for a decade. I knew it was coming. I held it for my roommates because I went up. I was like, bro, I just played the first like level of the game, and they're like, Joel, like my boy Joel, and they're like, what happened? I'm like, oh, he's struggling.
He's going through.
Like,
he's playing the guitar, man. He's still doing it.
He dies in like the first like hour of the game.
He took PTO.
Yeah, he's doing his thing.
Fucking 5 hours.
Let's see what else. I'll touch on this Star Wars thing. We love Osgood Perkins in this podcast. I like what he's doing. He came out and said if he got a chance to do anything Star Wars related, he would do a Vader short story series where he would like limited series where it'd just be about Darth Vader's nightmares. And I'm like, you're a sick fuck if that's what you want to do. And he is a little bit of a sicko. So, but he's creative. So I'd love to see something weird like that. But Disney will never let that happen.
Osgood fun to eat? No.
Yeah, no.
The monkey was a funny thing for me because I went by myself, and usually I'm like, sometimes I really love a movie more when I'm by myself or even in a theater. Like I get better off. The monkey is the exception where I'm like, I liked it, but I was like, I think I would have had more fun if I was with friends.
I think so.
Like I was alone, and so like it still good. I liked it, but it definitely is a movie I'd be like, that would have been way more fun to watch with like a couple of my friends. And like,
did you laugh with the people around you?
Yeah, I did, but I was kind of sitting by myself because it was a Sunday, and I was feeling. I did sometimes when you get a little anxious on a Sunday, I go to the theater by myself. That movie was one to watch with a friend where you can be like, yo, like that.
I will say this about watching Mickey 17 this week. We were in a packed IMAX theater on Thursday, Mike and I. And it's a funny movie, Ryan, when you see it. So like people are laughing. But there was a guy to our left and maybe our row, one row back, who had the absolute chuckles. It was having the time of his life. And his laugh was like, like super evil.
Yeah, it was
like evil.
Yeah.
And,
super villain
and
laugh. It was like
half the time I was
evil
laughing because he was laughing so hard and just this evil chuckle. And it was like it wasn't even the movie. Like what was it? The production company was called Plan B.
Yes, the Warner Brother logo came up and he was like,
he started chuckling.
And we're like, oh,
what are we in for?
Whoa. We were like, whoa.
Calm down. But
I think my favorite theater one with that is that in a packed IMAX opening weekend, Dune 2. Dune 2 is not one where you deal with the shitty theater etiquette people, but somebody didn't get the memo. And right at the back, when Lady Jessica said, like, some girl goes, oh, she gagged him, and 3 people went, yo, shut the fuck up. And I'm like,
wow.
Not like what the Deadpool. So I would see Deadpool in theaters when it came out. That was, I'm like, no, he didn't. Uh-oh. I'm like, I hate that shit.
Oh.
Woo! I'll give the exception for Avengers Infinity War and Endgame opening night at college. That's fine. I can deal with the stupid clapping there, but otherwise, shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Yeah, clapping in the
Micah
theater.
hates it.
Ooh.
He can't hear you. He can't. No, I hate it too, Micah. I hate it. I hate it so much. I think I would have actually shot someone if I went to Deadpool and Wolverine in theaters.
What about JD?
I was so mad when I got handed in 3D glasses. I got handed. I was like,
why didn't you say anything?
I didn't know it was 3D when you got the tickets. And when we walked in,
I'm trying to soft launch you into getting glasses there,
bro. Me and Jeremy, you do need glasses. You need glasses since college. Listen, we're not having this argument again.
Exactly.
You've been blind since college. It's been 5 years.
Blob 2, lower your voices. I don't need glasses, and I don't know why we're talking about this on the podcast. All right.
Yeah. He's like, honestly, I kind of thought the cinematography was a little blurry.
I don't even know.
He only likes IMAX because then he can see the screen.
Brulis was crazy. Like everyone said it was so good. I couldn't see a thing, man. All right.
Has he always been white?
Fuck you guys.
Movie. Should we move on to the movie of the week?
Yeah, I mean, we can. Netflix is.
Oh yeah, I have one more.
Micah.
Oh,
we got
what were you
one?
gonna say? I have one more thing.
Sure.
That's not on the list. The Marvel movie that's coming out next.
Thunderbolts?
Yes, the Thunderbolts. they did a little marketing switch up, which I think was entirely planned. So they had Florence Pugh come out and say, "This movie feels like an A24 movie," which that in itself is like a whole thing to unpack, because they started out as a distributor only. So what does that mean?
No, people throw that name around when it's like an art, even like it's an A24. Guys, it's a distributor.
Yeah, but they do now produce.
Sure.
But then they released like a snazzy new trailer.
I liked it.
I did like the trailer.
Well, they reference the production design, or not the production, cinematographer, the composer, which again doesn't. And here's my thing about
named indie movies and then finished off with Beef.
Here's my thing about. I'm actually kind of like tentatively excited about Thunderbolts. Not excited, but like interested. Where I'm like, guys, all the things are there where maybe this is a movie that actually you can watch it and you can tell, like, damn, like that you put a little effort in this Marvel movie. God help you if it flops. Like if it's awful.
Like I will say, I am excited, openly, like Thunderbolt curious right now for this movie.
Taskmaster's so dead.
Cooked. But like
she wasn't even listed in the last trailer.
It's whatever. I like this marketing scheme. I will say we acknowledge this with, and I'm not saying it's gonna be 1-for-1 like Captain America, but we acknowledged how snazzy that one trailer was and cut very well. And that was probably the best thing about that movie was that trailer, if we're being honest. So I'll still
I feel like Thunderbolts is different, where it's like a movie nobody gives a shit about. And then like when it was remember when they were filming and Florence Pugh like posted, like I remember she posted like a video on set, and everyone was kind of chirping because again this is during the last 5 years of Marvel shit. They go like, did anyone even know this movie's coming out? And I feel like you make a movie like that, sometimes it works out kind of like OG Guardians of the Galaxy, where they have a movie now where you're not being like, we have to make sure this is everyone's favorite character and we need to make sure we get these cameos in. They're basically like, this movie, we can do whatever the fuck we want because nobody gives a shit. So I'd like to think these two guys from Beef potentially might actually make a competent movie, because you have a bunch of characters that like, you're not being like, people being like, you butchered Red Guardian.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like there wasn't an Iron Man cameo in the Thunderbolts movie.
Yeah, I gotta say, I hate Red Guardian. I think he's loud and obnoxious.
I never saw Black Widow. So.
And just big, loud, and obnoxious, and those are my least favorite people.
I'm excited to see Wyatt Russell again as Agent Thing, because I like how he referenced in an interview being like, I don't know what, I tried to get them to change the helmet in that show. I look like a penis.
Was he not bad he's in the Fast and Furious franchise, isn't he?
No, I like him as an actor. I'm just saying, like, he in the.
I was gonna say I don't like him as an actor.
Oh, I liked him in Playtest in Black Mirror.
Maybe I'm thinking of it. Oh, Wyatt Russell. I'm thinking of someone else. I'm thinking of
Jack Courtney. Fuck that guy.
Not Jack Quaid. He's safe. Thinking about there's a
Which
guy.
One?
Sorry, he's
Who's that guy?
Who's that guy?
Not the Schwarzenegger son, because he's safe as well.
Is a nepo baby?
But there's a third action star who has a son, and he's not talented.
Is it a Hemsworth?
And he's in the Fast and Furious.
Oh! Wait, hang on, I'll find it.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Actor.
Like in the newest one? I'm trying to think.
He's in the recent ones. Like when The Rock showed up, he showed up. He's playing like he works for whatever agency is always around. Yeah,
Can't think.
Let me see if I can figure out who it is.
I know from Blue Mountain State's in those now.
He's safe as well.
Oh, it's Scott Eastwood. It's
Eastwood's
son.
It's Clint Eastwood's son.
He sucks, though.
He's terrible.
Like
he's
terrible. I could like the nepo babies that I know are nepo babies, but I can't tell. Like I learned Lily Collins the other day.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I like her. Like Patrick Schwarzenegger. Like listen, say what you will about him. He plays a good douche in the new season of White Lotus. Scott Eastwood sucks.
He's method apparently, but
we saw his butt.
We did see his butt. We did see that. What?
You know what show I've been watching from HBO? The Righteous Gemstones. That is clearing White Lotus and Game of Thrones in amount of male nudity. I was so surprised.
They said Danny McBride said something about that. He's like, yeah, we went crazy on the nail.
Yeah, dude, they have gone insane with the
male butt.
No,
woman butt.
Other side.
My thing about the White Lotus.
Side.
I'm not saying the White Lotus thing is for me. I'm not saying it's the best thing ever. It's not, but it really helps you decipher people when they go like, I thought it was so boring. Nothing happened. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Wrong. If you just don't like it because you're like, it wasn't my thing, that's fine. But if you go, it's boring, it's too much dialogue, I'm like, brain rot. That's you.
Scroll up. All right. Let's get through movie of the week about this. Movie of the week.
All right, Edgar, your movie.
My movie. I wanted to get us back into theaters. So, a very slim pickings for us to go. Obviously, we could have done Mickey 17, but I chose Companion. I don't even have the director up in front of me. That's on.
Drew Hancock.
Thank you. Jack Quaid was the main pull for me here. Yeah, I tried to go in and have fun with this. This is the trailer basically showed that the girl was a robot. Everyone kind of knew that going in, and they played it off. I think we all knew that she was pretty early on.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, like
30 minutes
even
in?
if you didn't know, it's not even. Yeah, it comes out
not
pretty
even.
It's one of those comedy ones. It's the new trope. I'm telling you, and I didn't like the classic cabin of the woods cliche from before. Now it's an Airbnb with friends who actually hate each other. That's the new cliche. I'm telling you, there's fucking a million of them. It's like if you're in an Airbnb being like, "Yo, I haven't seen you since college." I'm like, oh, well, this is a comedy horror movie right here.
This movie felt very on. I think
sexy ad bad.
I think Micah and I were talking about when we walked out, and we wanted to save some stuff for the pod, but this movie knew what it was. It was very on the nose about everything they were trying to tell and relay, and they spoon fed it to you as an audience member. So didn't appreciate that at times. I think Micah said, "What was it? What movie did you want to go home and watch after?"
Well, so 2 movies. Brian, you actually watched one of them. It reminded me of 2 movies that did what this movie is kind of trying to do, but better: Ex Machina and The Invisible Man.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say Ex Machina, and then it's the bodies, or it's what's inside. I felt like they combined them
thematically, like abuse and like humanity.
Yeah.
That's Ex Machina and Invisible Man. She's in an abusive relationship. I think they showed that better. There were points where I was like, wow, this is good. They're showing us something from Jack Quaid that I like a lot, the things he's saying, and then they just kept going. They were like making it more and more obvious, and then I kind of get like turned off from that, and I'm like, well, now you think I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
So
I just don't think I don't think it was bad. It was.
I was just gonna say, I think bringing up Jack Quaid, I think this movie works well using him because they weaponize how much of a nice guy he is. Like nice guy, like little charming guy, but like he plays this incel, like I deserve these things in my life type of character, like very well as well.
The kind of guy that buys a sex robot.
And brings it around his friends.
Yo, I just I can't emphasize it enough watching this movie. First off, before the reveal happens where you find out that Jack Quaid and the other girl were like planning this thing. First off, step one, initially I was like, I feel like everyone is not reacting enough to the things that are developing around them. When I thought the robot who's supposed to be like, peaceful, going crazy, they find out that, then it just becomes a series of, even for this genre, like, I'm like, you really poorly executed across the board on this plan. You guys did not, what, you throw this overnight? You didn't tell 2 of your friends about that. You jailbroke a robot. And then they're like, remember the end when he's like, wait, they record things? I'm like, come on, bro. Did you not, like, come on, man. Like, also, how did they jailbreak, maybe I'm missing a full line. How did they jailbreak Buddy's boyfriend in the woods from right there?
Same flash drive.
Oh, the flash, that's what it was. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, same flash drive.
Yeah. I remember, like, every time I'm like, that's why I put on my letterbox. I'm like, listen, I don't know what went wrong. Your plan was so airtight.
And when that guy, the technician, was like, oh, he modded it. Like, he clearly modded the robot. Like, he's like, he's fucked. I thought that was so funny.
But at the same time, he also goes like, wait, that's the thing. I'm like, guys, they're modding robots. Like, run.
I will say, there were some sneaky funny moments in this movie. Like, I thought the bits with, like, showing the past, like how they fake met, not necessarily the grocery store one, but the one between the 2 guys, and then inserting the Halloween party, and inserting Jack Quaid in that later. I thought that was a funny bit. Some funny, like,
you think if it was I was saying, you think if it was your AI girlfriend, you could program it to not ask those annoying questions, like, do you think your friends hate me?
Yeah,
I thought that would be kind of half the appeal of having an AI girlfriend.
Like, go to sleep.
Well, it looks like you could. He had her intelligence down, like, pretty low. That's pretty brutal, that whole thing.
That's what I'm saying. It's a good, like, lesson to learn for any of these intel guys. Like, guys like you, eventually, even your AI girlfriend will call you a loser. At the end, she's just going in. I'm like, where's that in the settings?
I thought some of the little, like, set pieces with her messing around with the settings, like, going, what did she go, German? I thought that was a pretty clever, like, fun scene. They were trying something new, but ultimately the movie was just...
No, we should support movies that like this being made.
Ultimately a movie that's like, you feel like you've seen this before. But
I wouldn't watch it again. But if somebody said like, "Hey, I was thinking about watching Companion," and I'd be like, "Do you want like a fun kind of like a comedy like this and that?" Like, yeah, I was
Pretty
gonna like.
tight.
I'll be like, "Yeah, it's worth the watch."
Hour and almost.
I don't wanna watch
it was
again.
Like hour and a half.
Oh yeah, flat
it
90.
was
Love
quick.
that. Love a good flat 90.
It did feel a little bit longer, but not necessarily in a bad way. But it did feel longer. I think it's because each of it felt like it had chapters, and each one you feel distinctively, and there were quite a few of those.
That's a good way of putting it.
I feel like if I was doing a weekend away with my friends at an Airbnb, I'd be like, "Hey guys, let's leave the sex robots at home, please." It's just like it's weird. They're not like why.
How do they have a platonic friend that's a girl?
That's a
You
good
know,
point.
before they killed her, how did they have her? Two
I also
friends
think
that have
that-
sex
I think
robot
that's-
partners.
Yeah, I also think that's kind of
Weird.
funny. Like where he's supposed to be AI. She goes, "Stop her," and just shanked her right in the back. I'm like, all right, like you got to check that. How'd you fuck
His
that one up?
intelligence was still low. His intelligence
Yeah,
was still in the low
I
setting.
guess.
I assume. I called that right away. I was like, that guy is so ugly. No
Yeah.
way he got
Yeah.
with that dude. He's got to be an AI.
Yeah. No, it's just I don't know. Like I just why you? I guess they brought her for that reason. But like, if you're gonna do this planned thing, why did they include the other couple, the gay couple who like
To
they
make it
didn't know?
seem normal, I guess.
I guess, but like it's like kind of being
They
like,
said they wanted
Yeah.
a witness. They said they wanted a witness.
well, their plan was horrible. It had so
It
many
wasn't
holes.
gonna work out.
Like-
I thought you mentioned bodies. I think like the initial murder reveal where they're like, yeah, actually he was a sod farmer. Felt not as funny at all, but similar to you said he was a vet. Yeah, like a veterinarian.
Bro, the bodies by buys one is funny to me because like people go like, oh, that like when the reveal happens, I'm like, no bullshit. That actually, I know this era of that would happen. Something like that
Yeah.
bullshit would happen. Like that.
Yeah.
You're the killer. Rachel Sonata in that movie cracks me up. You're such a bitch.
I am upper middle
class. Yeah,
class.
it's a good one.
Rachel Sonata.
That's what I'm saying. I like
That's my
people
good
making
hero.
movies. Even though this wasn't my favorite, I like people making movies
Yeah.
like this. Like it was obviously like you. I'd rather this. It was an hour and 30 of a movie that I was like mid about versus like some slop, and I could tell like they tried.
Yeah,
And it wasn't-
I liked it.
Yeah.
The final kill was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, comedy comes in threes. Like they had used the wine opener like twice and made it very obvious when they were using it. So when it popped up and the whole go to
Yeah.
sleep, I was like, that's pretty funny.
The flashback dinosaur flashback was funny.
Yeah.
Like they're doing it, like
a
it,
little
like they were
blue
good, they
thing,
were
like
good
that
parts of the movie.
dancing. I was like, that's pretty. The first time it popped up,
Yeah,
I was
that-
like,
give
why
it
did we
up.
have this? Why did they put that dance scene in there? And then putting it back in with Jack Quaid, I was like, that's pretty cheeky. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
I was
Yeah.
dying. I was trying to hold it in.
I feel like Jack Quaid's now at the point now where like I feel like because with Screaming this, it's like is he goes back and forth between like the actual likable protagonist or like usually it's like, oh no, you're an
Yeah.
asshole. Because he switched up OD at one point. I know he was always kind of a dick, but like at the end he's like being like, you like tell me you love me. I'm like, Jesus, bro,
Yeah.
relax. She's a like
Yeah, I think they do try and reverse typecast him because he comes across in real life as
Happy-go-lucky.
like almost like the quirked up millennial
Yeah.
that just happened to be born rich and can act.
I've heard Novocaine has some pretty good reviews, but I've had a glaring question right now with the whole thing about the no pain. It's like, but you're still
still gonna
injured,
bleed out.
right? Maybe they'll
Yeah.
explain it.
Yes,
They'll
that's
maybe
part of it.
explain it in the movie. I haven't seen it yet, and they must. But I was like thinking when he goes like he sticks his hand into like the boy. I'm like, yeah, you don't feel it, but
But he
you
knows
will-
they're third degree burns. He'll just deal with it later. It's not like.
But you get stabbed in the thigh, and he goes, oh. But like if he pulls on his femoral artery starts bleeding. Like it doesn't matter if you don't feel it, you will die.
Well, that's this in real life when that happens. They're in
It's bad,
big
yeah.
danger because they
No.
can get seriously injured and just not know.
Right? Like imagine you're like running on like a torn ACL, and you'd be like, I don't know what's the
Yeah.
problem. My knee feels a little loose.
God,
like, no, that's
my
what I'm
leg
saying.
just flopping around.
I'm guessing in the movie they probably like are going to emphasize the fact that this is a short term thing. He's fucked at the end of it. But
all right, Brian, kick us off with this game here.
all right. So in the spirit of Electric State, fuck, I don't give a shit because I'm not going to see it anyway. But you know, Netflix will probably try to say it's a success because they're pushing it. Debuting with 23% Rotten Tomatoes, with a $320 million budget. Just kind of reflective of a lot of budgets and movies. I feel like people have been saying it for a while. We were like, how much does it cost? I put a couple quizzes together about budgets with movies. There's 3 of them, and let's get moving. The first one, which I will share now. I was just going for a little bit of different blockbusters recently, right? So this one you don't have any strikes, but you have to. My rule is, and I'll explain it with for the games going forward. Every rule. This one is you have to call your thing. You can't just start going. Is 125 mil this one? This one? There's turns each one. Now, if you guys want to do that as a team or you want to do it separate, I was going to put points against each other. I want to see you guys clear the board.
Okay.
Eric,
So-
Let's work together.
All right, yeah, you guys should team up. That'd be better. Also, keep in mind, this is the first Lord of the Rings, first three. This is was it Black Pearl, Dead Man, World's End, that one. This is the 4 John Wick movies, and this is Phantom Menace,
So 4?
Attack of the Clones, and 3. This is the 4 John Wick movies. This is the prequel trilogy, the 3, you know what I'm talking about? Phantom, Attack of the
Yeah.
Clones, Revenge of the Sith. Just saying, like, because that'll make sense when we go forward. Yeah, each one has a different rule.
Fast
a little bit.
X is just the one Fast.
That's just the 10th. Was it the 10th? Yeah, I assume X. Yeah, that's just the one. And this is just the first Hunger Games movie, by the way, not the series. So I want you guys to make your first guess. That's my thing. I just don't want rapid fire guesses on this one. You don't have strikes. Just you got to be.
Yeah, Micah.
decisive.
If it's okay with you, I think I have the 2 Dune movies here, and I think
away.
Dune 2 is 190 mil. How do you feel about that guess? Am I coming in laggy? How does that sound?
No, I heard it. I know Mike.
We're eagerly awaiting your response, Brian.
Oh, I was saying I thought you guys were locking the answer.
in Dune 2, 190
Yeah,
mil. 190
I'm
mil.
deferring to
That is correct. I'm
Way
gonna
to
try
go,
to. I'm
James.
gonna try to color code these ones as best I can, just so they match, so you guys know which ones you did.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make this one green, so the alternate colors.
And if
You got it. That's the first one.
I feel like Dune 1 was 165, but it's either that or 150. I don't know if you have any thoughts, Micah. I might be wrong.
165 is extremely specific.
I think I looked this up the
I
other
think
day.
we go 165.
Yeah, 165 for
We can go
Dune.
165.
Damn, 2 for 2, fellas. Nice, good stuff.
Good shit. Good shit.
All right.
I'll make this one red. Where's Dune?
Well, it looks like
Wait,
we
yeah,
got
now
it.
it looks like we got it wrong.
Sorry, I was just trying to color code it so you know they're
No,
matched.
it's okay,
Let
it's okay.
me do a yellow. I'll do a yellow then. We'll just do that.
Okay.
Just match them. Red does feel like wrong, so I'm gonna not do that. I'll do the other colors.
Okay. Where's your head at, Mike?
Do you guys want strikes on this? I feel like we'll just do it. There's one with a strike. The next one, I have to do strikes, or you'll eventually just get it. So
Okay,
this one will
okay.
this one will just go.
The Hunger Games is 1 through 4.
No, just the first one.
Ooh.
Just the first
Ooh,
one.
that's
Okay.
Just the first one.
interesting.
I made sure to put series or trilogy if it was a sequence of movies. This is just the first Hunger Games movie.
Can I get 136 Hunger Games?
That is incorrect.
Good try. Do we
So I feel like if you guess wrong, I feel like the other person has to make the next guess or something. I don't
For
know,
Hunger
to make it
Games?
interesting. Eric,
does it
you can put whatever you want.
so
You just have to be. I can't rapid fire. That's my thing. Just to make it
my
interesting.
theory here is that oh wait, fuck. John Wick's here. My theory here is that this is not accounting for inflation. The Pirates of the Caribbean at World End was the highest budgeted movie at one point in time before the Marvel movies, so I think 690 for Pirates trilogy is my guess.
You would be correct.
go.
Yeah, that is the big one.
Mmm.
I tried to think it might throw you off just because John Wick has so many movies. You never
Yeah.
know, or the Lord. I thought that could be it. But yes, the Pirates of the Caribbean, 3 movies, very expensive.
That at World's End was
So
like
blue.
300
that's so
something
way
at
too
one
blue.
point. I think.
That's way too blue. It's 300 mil at World's End. Where am I? Am I bugging? Yeah, there it is.
Nice.
That gets trimmed out.
Okay.
Usually. All right, continue. Micah, make a shot.
Can I do Lord of the Rings at 225?
That is incorrect.
I feel like Brian sent this the other day, and I thought it was in the 200. Is there another?
Yeah, I already
Is it
forgot.
245 for Lord of the Rings?
It is incorrect.
Wow, I thought that was.
All right, that's what Micah now has to make the next guess. So I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I'll switch it up. Man of Steel 136.
Incorrect.
Ooh.
I'm really bad at this.
It's tricky. I'm telling you, it was surprising. Wait till we get to the third game. You're
I
gonna
don't
be
even
shocked.
give you a charming clue, you know?
If you want a hint, I'll give you a hint. I feel like you guys should just go
I'm gonna say
All right.
Fast X 225.
Yeah, this was great. Incorrect.
Damn. That'd be crazy though.
Give me Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2 for 125.
No. Close
Oh,
though.
we might need a hint here.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that first hint.
Yeah.
Close. Okay. Let me try to think one. The Twilight one you just guessed is you were within 20 on either end of the spectrum.
What did you just guess, Micah?
He guessed 125.
Yeah, it might be
136 or
yeah.
Yeah, 136.
For
That's
Twilight.
Twilight Breaking
Okay.
Dawn, part 2.
All right.
So I feel like that must, because it came out around the same time. I
I thought it'd be more expensive, but
feel like since it came out around the same time, Harry Potter for part 2 for.
I'm gonna give you a hint right now about Harry Potter. I would figure part 2. Maybe it's the way they market it or pitch the budget. Part 1 is way more expensive than part 2, and I don't understand how. I think it's the way they struck because they probably filmed them in sequence, so they can play around with which one went to what.
I was still gonna go.
I
I
was
was still gonna
surprised by
go 125, and if it's not, it's probably 78.
It is
125.
That is Harry Potter. Yep, 125 is Harry
Okay.
Potter.
Wow.
Good pick.
Get in there, Micah.
Let me get Man of Steel. 225.
Yes,
Wow.
correct. I have to check my sheet.
That movie cost a fuck ton. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Wait till we finish this.
Dude,
these three
everything's
quizzes.
CGI in that.
Yeah, but you'll be surprised what some of this shit costs, especially when we get to the other quizzes. You'll be like, what? Yeah, I didn't get it either.
Okay.
That will at least look good.
Okay. So
I think I have a guess. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna go maybe because there's 4.
4 John Wick movies.
All right. So was
there are
the
4.
was the
That's
Hunger
here.
Games 78? Okay.
Yes, that's a cheap one there. The other ones were way more expensive, but I feel like that's the one that low key looks the best. And it's kind of cheap. But again, you got the bigger cast. I'm gonna go with that one. Actually, I'll pick a different color. Looks a little. I gotta pick one that doesn't like block it out. All right, what's next?
Since you got that one, what's not been taken? Give me Star Wars prequel trilogy 340.
Incorrect. But there are 2 very close, so there's your hint right there.
Well, yeah, because I mean, there's the 343 in existence. That's wild.
I'm gonna give that one there. It's 343.
Does that mean Lord of the Rings is 340?
No,
Wow,
it is
what?
not. Yeah, you'd think, right? Right? That's what I'm saying. Surprising. Star Wars prequels were 343. Yes, I got that right. Okay, cool.
Oh wait, Micah's up. Good guess, Mike.
What's not taken? Fast X
There's no
340.
There's no way.
It is. That was a crazy
I
one.
didn't
to
even
me.
see
Fast
that.
X cost
I
3.
didn't even see
Yeah.
the
3.
280.
Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. I didn't even. I'm sorry. I didn't have that down there. Whatever. It's not like you guessed wrong.
There's a
but,
Blade Runner down there.
yeah, dude. Yesterday I literally set it up. I'm sorry. It's fucking Excel or whatever. My bad. I thought it was in there. No, it's not. My bad.
Lord of the Rings,
No, you're good, you're good.
281.
So, so that was correct. So you got Fast X is correct with 340, which is
That's
crazy.
egregious.
Well, I know Blade Runner. I have that burned into my mind.
Alright,
I
well,
think.
we just
Yeah?
knocked out Lord of the
Think so?
Rings. So what's Blade
All right,
Runner?
so you got what you got? Lord of the Rings is 281.
Yeah, Blade
Sorry.
Runner's 245.
I think it rounded up on this one, but yeah, I think you're right. Hang on, let me get this. Sorry, I literally spent some time yesterday to make sure it wasn't cut off, and obviously I just missed it again. That's just not the right color.
It's okay, Brian. We appreciate you putting this
Yeah.
together. The pod
That's just
thanks
not-
you.
All right, you know what? We know what it is. So you had Blade Runner 245.
Yeah, is that correct?
Check. No. Wrong, actually. Fuck.
What's left?
Sorry. So the only 2 movies you have left are John Wick and Blade Runner. The John Wick
Oh.
series and Blade Runner. So it's
Okay.
flipped, obviously.
All right, go ahead and get it, Eric.
So Blade Runner is 150, and John
Mhm.
Wick's.
All 4 John Wick movies only cost 245, which is kind of crazy.
That's pretty good.
That's really good.
Yeah, you guys did a good
job. Doing this on the scale of the Electric State, that was what? What was it? 320.
320.
So you could make an entire
Yeah,
Star Wars
there's all the list.
trilogy around.
You make an entire Star Wars trilogy, an entire 4 movies of John Wick. You can make both Dunes, essentially, give or take. You could make, I guess, you could make 2 Blade Runners, 2049s, which looks incredible.
Mm-hmm.
You could make, a Man of Steel and a half.
How many
make the
Hunger
whole-
Games could we get? Like 3?
No, the other ones are like 100 mil a piece or more. Like they get expensive towards the end, especially once you get like Jeffrey Wright coming in there and Philip Seymour Hoffman for just like one
But
line.
the first Hunger Games you could make.
Well, he died, Brian.
Yeah, well, that was no, I know. I just meant more like they had they got big. I didn't mean as a stab to him dying. I just meant the cast got big. Okay,
That's crazy. That's egregious.
is it?
All right.
Anyway, here's the
I
next
enjoyed
game.
this. That was good.
The Nolan Movie Bank.
Well, here we go.
So this one you have strikes. So you see the Nolan Movie Bank. These are all Nolan's movies. They're numbered. You need to put them in order of budget, right? And after your first, you have to line up your first 12, and any right ones will carry on to the second column. But if you get past 3, you're out.
Okay.
So you have to decide on your order, 1 through 12.
Are we a team?
Yes, you're a team.
Okay.
This one. But you have 3 strikes. So you have to decide your first lineup.
The following is $6,000.
And honestly, should have been a free space, to be honest, but whatever. I couldn't not include that last movie. Oh, that's nice. What following?
$9 million.
All right, I'm going to just copy these. You want Memento at 9?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I mean,
about that,
now
Eric?
I get.
I'm not going to tell you what answers are right, by the way, except for the following. Obviously, that just seems egregiously right. But I'm not going to tell you what's right until after you set your full lineup.
Why is one the following down there by Oppenheimer?
Because it's numbered, so I have to go like 1. You have to have your order like 1, 2, 3. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Like you're saying, because it's listed, it's descending by budget, 250 down to 6,000. But I marked them as following is number 1, so you can make an order. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Okay.
So you can put them wherever you want, I will not tell you what's right or wrong, except for following, because that was painfully obvious. Until after you finish your first round.
I don't really remember what Insomnia, but I would imagine Memento isn't.
It's the only movie he ever did that he didn't write. Fun fact.
I would imagine Memento is
not bad.
$9 million. That's where you
don't have to be right if you do it. You can set an order. You got to just do it.
We're going top down. So Memento, $9 million. Insomnia.
See, this is where it gets weird.
So yeah, again, you guys just talk amongst yourselves and set an order because I'm not going to tell you what's right.
Okay.
So just do it. So just set right after first round. I'm going to be like, you got this one right, this one right, this one right, and then you got to go round 2. And then if you get it by the third,
so I think,
well, let's go 40 mil for that.
Friends.
You want Insomnia at 40 mil?
And then I would imagine The Prestige is 46.
I like that.
Okay.
Give me Batman Begins. 100 mil. How do you feel?
Feel good. I'm trying. Now, see, 150, 160, 165 is crazy. But
I mean, his career is...
It's pretty linear. Yeah, it just...
Yeah. Yeah.
So which one do you want at 100?
Yeah. Let's do it. For the Batman. That's
Begins?
his first injection of money.
Damn.
Well, when we get to this part, let's think out loud here. What's got to be his most expensive?
I would say either like a Dunkirk or an Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Or a Dark Knight Rises. One of those 3. I mean, the scale of Dunkirk is huge. Dark Knight Rises, he had pretty much a blank check. Oppenheimer, kind of the same deal. I think
technically Dark Knight Rises was his first blank check. Because I think because he wanted to make Inception after Batman Begins, but they wouldn't give him any money until The Dark Knight just absolutely eviscerated the box office. But again, don't let that fool you because it's not easy to list, and you have strikes now. So just set an order that you like, and then you have 2 more tries to get the rest.
I also have 5 minutes still have to go.
What is with the 150
5 minutes.
million? What is
What's
that?
at 5?
I had dinner at 5:30. So
okay, well we gotta move faster than this then.
All right, let's just hit it. Dark Knight 150.
Yeah.
Inception is the 150.
Yeah, I agree with that 1,000%.
165 Tenet.
165.
185 Interstellar, Micah, or 160 for Interstellar.
I like 180 for Interstellar.
Okay.
185 for Interstellar.
Yeah.
And then that means, I think Dunkirk and Oppie are his.
What'd you put at 160?
I think we had Rises. Or do we want to switch Interstellar and Dark Knight Rises?
Where do you want Interstellar?
The numbering system is absolutely killing me in my head because
I know. I put them there so you could put them. We probably could have got rid of the numbers. I was just saying if it's like a 1, 2, 3 thing, we could have just done it. Yeah. Sorry, my bad. I can get rid of that next up. I was trying to make it so you could do you could put 1 in this column. Never mind.
No, it's I have to go. It's on me. It's on me. What were you saying, Eric?
I'm trying to think. Do we think Oppie's more than Dunkirk?
Do you guys have a 160 pick? I thought you did.
Dunkirk's.
We got 3 movies left, and it's Oppenheimer, Dunkirk, and Dark Knight Rises. It was the 3 we said.
I think Dunkirk might have been the 250.
Okay, let's do that.
You want to put Dunkirk at 250?
Yeah, maybe.
For the people he was...
The scale of Dunkirk is huge.
Yeah.
You want to put... You got Rises and Oppie.
I think Rises second most, Micah? Because I feel like Oppie, he didn't
don't
get
hate
the
that.
full blank check for that. Like he got.
Well, that and he didn't really. Did he need it? They shot that movie very inexpensively.
Yeah.
He came in under budget.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. The numbers thing sound like a good idea yesterday. Now I'm looking at them. I don't like it. Whatever. Just ignore it. All right, I'm going to mark you're right, and you're wrong.
All right. Wow.
Sorry. Hang on, I get the right list here. Let's see.
I need to teach you some Excel shortcuts.
Yeah, I know. Hey, fuck off. All right. I'm doing my best here, all right? I wish I had a better board game system. Yeah, all right.
Oh,
Hang on. We'll do the
suck.
first round, and we can go from there. Wait, hang on. Let me double check. Sorry, if I had like the better key cuts or something, it'd be quicker. But this gets cut out, and yeah, you guys actually did not do that hot that first round. But these two babies come over.
we did it.
So congratulations.
All right. Like,
It's the first round of Nolan.
do